Yes. Unit 2, Lesson 5, Wudhu, Ablution. If you want to pray, what is the first thing to do?
The excellence of Wudu.
The excellence of Wudhu. Uthman
Yes.
radiallahu anh reported that Rasulullah, peace be upon him, said, whoever make wuzu and makes it well, his sins come out of his body, even coming out from under his nails. When we make wuzu for 3 ibadas: prayer, tawaf, reading the Quran. It is the sunnah to make wuzu before the following: remembrance of Allah, sleeping at any time repeatedly. The conditions of wuzu. Niyat. Niyat. Make your intention. The place of niyat is the heart and don't say it with your tongue. 2. Water. It will be wrong if you make wuzu with impure water. 3. All types of ornaments which are tied to skin must be removed and the skin below it washed.
Okay.
After you identified the conditions of wudu, choose the true meaning of ablution. A. The things that you must be washed during wudu. B. Things that you make be ready for ablution, and wudu would be wrong without it.
Arhan, just wait for a minute. Wait for a minute, please.
Okay, sir.
Yes, start, Arhan.
Yes, sir. 2.
Come directly here. There are 6 obligations.
Okay, sir. There are 6 obligations of wudu. Doing these actions will suffocate for the person to be in a state of purity. The wudu is not valid if any of them is left out. Allah said, "O you who have believed, when you rise to perform prayer, wash your faces and your forearms to elbows and wipe over your heads and wash your feet to the ankles." The six obligations of wudu.
Okay,
Number
Farhan.
1.
Thank you. Now I will ask one more student to read it. Fahad, would you like to read from here the 6 obligations?
Okay, sir. The 6 obligations of wudu. Washing the entire face, that is from top of the forehead to the bottom of the chin and from the ear to ear, includes washing the mouth.
And sniffing water.
And sniffing water in the nose and blowing it out. Water must be flow over the entire skin area at least once. Rinsing the mouth, sniffing water into the nose and blowing it out. Washing both hands up to the elbows. Washing any body part means that at least 2 drops of water must have flowed over each and every spot of it. Wiping the whole of the head. The ears are included with the head masa. Hands should be wet for performing the masa, whether due to water remaining from washing the hands or by wetting them with fresh water.
Okay. Washing
both feet. It's necessary to wash both feet fully. All sides of toes, inner parts of the toes, top parts of the toes, heel, soles, and the entire ankles. If water doesn't reach between the toes naturally, it is necessary to do kilal, pass the little finger between them to make the water reach them. One must perform these actions in order. I rinse my mouth Therefore,
It is
it is
illegal.
illegal to perform one action before the other, washing each part without pause to ensure that no part dries up before the next step.
Muallat.
Muwala.
Muallat. Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, so we started today the chapter to read, that is Wudu. So we are going to discuss about the Wudu. When we
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. So we are going to discuss about the Wudu. What is the excellence of Wudu? Hazrat Uthman Raziallahu Ta'ala Anha reported that Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Ta'ala Alaihi Wasallam said, whoever make Wudu and makes it well, whoever makes Wudu and makes it well, his sons come out from his body, even coming out from under his nails. So this is the excellence of wudu, that Aap Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that whoever makes wudu and make it properly, make it well, so his sons come out from his body, even coming out from under his nails. When we make a wudu, guys, we make wudu for three ibadas. We make wudu for ibadas like prayer, tawaf, reading the Quran. It's necessary for us to do wudu before praying, before tawaf, or before reading the Quran. This is something obligatory. Okay, without wudu you cannot perform namaz. Okay, for performing namaz, for performing salah, you need to make wudu. Even if uh, you're performing namaz, your wudu, you feel that you don't have wudu now, you again go, again make wudu, and again perform namaz. So wudu is obligatory for prayer, for tawaf, for reciting the Holy Quran. It is sunnah to make wudu before the following. As I told you guys, in some ibadas, wudu is obligatory. Obligatory means if you don't make wudu and you perform salah, so it is illegal. According to Islamic Sharia, you should make wudu first, then you go to perform namaz. Without making wudu, if you are performing namaz, so that is not legal. You have to make wudu first. So wudu is one of the obligatory thing to perform salah, to make ibadah, to do some ibadah, for tawaf as well. Okay, so here we are going to discuss the sunnah to make wudu before the following. Sunnah means whatever Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to do in his life. So when you are remembering to Allah, if you make wudu, so this is sunnah, because Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also used to do this. Before sleeping, if you make wudu, so this is also the sunnah. It is good if you make wudu, and at any time to be clean. So guys, it is very good way if you make if you make wudu anytime, and if you are in wudu anytime, so that's very good for you, and it is sunnah also. Okay, now we are going to discuss the conditions about wudu. You know where the wudu is obligatory and where it is sunnah. The word I am saying sunnah means where Sallallahu used to make wudu. But if you don't make wudu before sleeping, you are not committing any sin. Okay, it's not obligatory, but it's good for you, because our last prophet, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to do that. And where it is obligatory, I also discuss with you the conditions of wudu, guys. The first and very important condition of the wudu is the niyyah. Niyyah means, guys, niyat. Niyat is your intention. Okay, when you go to make wudu, that should be your niyyah. Niyyah is the place of your heart. You don't need to say it. It's not necessary to say it with your tongue. Okay, but at least in the heart, that you should make intention that you are going to make wudu, to have purity, to clean your body to make wudu for some ibadah, for something, anything, but the niyyah should be that you are going to make wudu. Okay, like normally you go, you wash your face with the soap, you wash your hand with the soap, so your niyyah is not to make wudu, so this is not wudu. Okay, although you do some things which you do in making wudu also, but when you're washing your face to go somewhere else, so or just for nothing, or you're feeling hot, that's why you wash your face, or you wash your hands, or you just wet your hair, you just wash your feet, but you don't have intention to make wudu. So the first condition, that the niyyah should be there, that you are doing all these things to make wudu. Okay, the second condition, guys, the water should be clean, it should be pure. As we discussed in the last classes also, that it will be wrong if we make wudu with impure water. We cannot make wudu with impure water. Water should be for pure for making wudu. The third condition, all type of ornaments which are tied to the skin must be removed and the skin below it washed. Let's suppose if you're wearing a watch, okay, so before making wuzu you should wear it out. Anything if you are having, you should wear it out, which are tied to the skin, that must be removed, so that the skin below that can be washed and water can go each part of your body, to each atom, to each molecule the water can go through, and that each part can be washed. Do you understand about the conditions of wudu, guys? Yes, answer me. Do you understand it? Do you understand what are the things which are obligatory, for which things wudu is obligatory, and for which
Sir,
thing
what
wudu is
is near?
sunnah? You understand, right?
So what
Yes,
is
sir.
near?
Please understand.
That's very good.
So what
Okay,
is near?
niya, I tell you, intention. Okay, niyat, intention.
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right, guys. After you identified the condition of wudu, choose the true meaning of ablution. What is ablution? The true meaning, the things that must be washed during wudu, things that make us ready for ablution and wudu would be wrong without it. What are the things? So, guys, there are six obligations of wudu. Doing these actions will be sufficient for the person to be in state of purity, and the wudu will not be valid if any one of them is left out. So you have to remember these six obligations, because if you do it correctly, perfectly, and do it in a very well way, then you are in the state of wudu. Otherwise, you are not in the state of wudu. Otherwise, you will not get succeed in order to get purity for wudu. So what is that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, O you who have believed, when you rise to perform a prayer, wash your faces and your forearms to the elbows, and wipe over your heads, and wash your feet to the ankles. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. So six obligations of wudu. The first one, the washing the entire face. That is from top of the forehead to the bottom of the chin. From the top of your forehead, guys, you have to wash your face until the bottom of the chin. From the ear to ear includes washing the mouth. This is called al madmada, and sniffing water into the nose and blowing it out. Water must be flow over the entire skin area at least once. So guys, washing the entire face is including that you are washing your face from the top of the forehead, to the bottom of your chin, from ear to ear. And what you are doing, you are sniffing water in the nose and blowing it out also. Water must be flow over all skin area at least once. Rinsing them out, sniffing water into the nose and blowing it out. So you learnt about three things, these obligations. You, what you will do, you will rinse your mouth, you will put water in your mouth, and after rinsing it, you will throw it out. The second thing you will do is sniffing. You'll put some water into your nose until the end, and then you will blow it out. Then one more thing we discussed, that your face should be washed from the top of the forehead, where your hair starts, to the bottom of the chin. That's mean to the end of your face. From ear to ear includes washing the mouth. Next, washing both hands up to the elbows. You should wash your both hands, left hand also and right hand also, up to the elbows. Okay, up to the elbows. Washing any body part, that means at least 2 drops of water must have flowed over each and every spot of it. It's not like this that you keep a little water and you just wipe it on your hand one time. So this is telling you that washing means that at least 2 drops of water must have flowed over each and every spot of it. Wiping the whole of the head. Then the third thing is masah. Wiping the whole of the head. Take some water in your hand, then wipe it to your whole head. Then come to your ears with your fingers. Make the water reach every part. Masa is what we do with our hands. Okay, wiping the whole head is masa. Okay, what we do in wudu. So I was telling you about that. Now you have to do masa. You will put some water in your hand, or your hand should be wet for that, and you will wipe the whole head from the from your head. You will start wiping it, and then what you will do, you will come to the ear also. You will use your finger to wash your ears with the wet, it should be wet finger. Okay, and hands should be wet for performing the masa, as I told you, whether due to water remaining from washing the hands or by wetting them with fresh water. So when you will start from your forehead, the wiping, and you will take up to the end on your back. Okay, at least the quarter part of your head should have these water drops, or should be a little wet. Washing both feet, it's necessary to wash both feet fully. Now come to wash the feet. The next thing, guys, is very important, and without which you cannot be in a state of wudu. That is washing your feet fully. Fully means your sides of toes, your inner part of the toes, top part of the toes, heel, soles, and the entire ankles. If the water doesn't reach between toes naturally, and it happens, so what should you do? It's necessary to do hilal. Hilal means to use your finger between the toes, so that the water can be passed from the fingers and water can be reached everywhere from the every part of your feet. Are you getting my point, guys? Yes, are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. I am.
So what is masa?
Ahmadullah, I told you about the masa. To have some, to keep your hand wet with fresh water and then wipe it over your head. Wipe it over your head from where your hair starts and wipe it until the back, until your hair finish. Do it one time,
Okay.
then what you will do, then with the fingers, you will purify your ears by using your fingers with the two hands. Right hand you will use for right ear, left hand you will use for left ear. Okay, and you will purify it. Clear? This is masa, the whole step what I've told you. Okay, all right guys, now one must perform these actions in order. Alternative, I rinse my mouth. That's very good. First thing, rinse my mouth, sniffing water into the nose, wash my face. Then I wash my hands, okay, up to elbow. Then I wipe my head, okay. Then I wash my feet. So from where to where you can see, guys, when you wash your face, it should be from the top of the forehead to the bottom of the chin, okay. And when you wash your hands, so it should be from starting up to the elbow. And when you wash your feet, so it should be from every part there should be water, it should move, okay. It is illegal to perform one action before the other, or it's necessary to follow the same, you know, pattern, same tertib for doing action, like rinsing the mouth, sniffing the water in the nose, washing the face, washing the hands, doing masa, washing your feet. Okay, washing each part without a pause to ensure that no part dries up before the next step. And this is also something very important, guys, that you should wash each part without a pause. It is not if you do, like if you wash your face and then someone called you, your mother or your father, you came there and you started talking with them, and then suddenly you realize, oh, you were making wudu, and suddenly you came back, and until then your face what got dry, and you said, oh, okay, I washed my face, now I will start from washing my hand, so it will be not good. In that way you cannot be in the state of wudu. For being in a state of wudu, in a for making wudu, your each part should not dry before you go to the next step. Okay, that's mean without any pause you have to make wudu. And the pause definition, that no part dries up before the next step. And then we have one, Soleh is a polite boy. He made wudu. He rinsed his mouth, sniffed the nose, washed his face, wiped head with ears, washed hands to elbow, sat to speak with his friend a long time. Then he washed his feet. What do you think of Soleh wudu? Guys, tell me about Soleh wudu.
Sir, his two mistakes are this: that first, he Salih's opposite boy, he rinse his mouth. He don't clean his fist. First is that, and then he sniffed his nose, wash his face, wipe his ear with head. Elbows is before head, and then he go speak with her friends, then he again come and wash his face, and that's it.
Okay, very good. Okay, guys, anyone would like to
Two
add?
mistakes. Three mistakes.
Okay, Ahmadullah. Yes, yes.
Sir, someone open his mic and say
Anas,
shouting.
Anas, would you like to tell me something? Anas,
I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir.
oh, why don't you know, Anas? I explained all of this.
I keep forgetting things.
Okay. Tafhim, would you like to add something? Tafhim, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yes. What do you think about Soleh Wudu? He is in state of wudu or not?
I think not,
Okay. Why?
because he started to speak with his friends in between wudu.
Very good. Very good. Any other thing you would like to add?
He starts to speak with his friend for a long time,
Mm-hmm. That's very good. Thank
and
you.
then he continued his wudu from last.
Exactly. That's very good. So both
So what
answers are
about there was three mistakes. First, he don't wash his fist,
exactly. Ahmadullah,
and
you are right. You are right. Ahmadullah is
he
also
don't.
right, and Tafim is also right. Exactly.
That's
Soleh
three.
is not in the state of wudu. Why?
He
First,
don't wash his fist,
yes,
and
he mixed the things. He wiped first. He wiped head with ears first, whereas
yes,
he should wash his hands first before wiping heads. Okay, and then between the wudu, he is said to speak with his friend for a long time. In a long time, the face or the hand, the other parts must be dry. Then he washed his feet. So you know it. We also learned that we should not make a pause so that any of the part dries in between wudu. So that's why he is not in the state of wudu. Clear, guys? That's very good. Now we will do some work
Take.
related to wudu. We have